This is the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. This phone gives you a 200 megapixel camera, 120 watts charging, a vibrant 120Hz AMOLED display, 256GB of standard storage, and of course 5G. While the phone looked promising on the hardware side of things, software remains a concern with odd UI quirks and an old Android version. What's up guys, it's Victor here again. In this video, I will unbox and quickly review the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. Oh my god. I have timestamps in the description of this video as always. Please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I post any video like this one. The Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G comes in a compact familiar box. This has 8 gigs of RAM and 256GB of storage space. Opening the box, the first thing we meet is an envelope. Let's keep that aside for now. Then we see the phone. Let's also keep that aside. In the next section, there is a 120 watts charger brick and a Type-C USB cable. Back to the envelope. We have the SIM tool. We have lots of paper to read. I wish it's possible to convert these papers to something useful like a pair of earphones. We also have a soft TPU case to protect the device. Now back to the phone itself. It is very obvious that Redmi is going for a minimalistic look here, and I love minimalism. So I love the design of this phone. It has a glass back and the texture feels like paper. It is not glossy and it is not matte. However, if you don't pick this color, which is called iceberg blue, if you pick the obsidian black and the white one, you get a very glossy mirror-like back. The camera bump is the metal square, having the 200 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel macro camera with an LED flashlight. The Note 12 Pro Plus 5G has a 6.6 inches 120Hz AMOLED display protected by Gorilla Glass 5, housing a 16 megapixel front-facing camera in a centered console, and there is a screen guard already installed. It is a full HD display and has a display density of 395 ppi. The phone feels solid and well built. It is also easy to handle because of the curved and rounded edges. To the right of the device are the volume rockers and the power button that doubles as the fingerprint sensor. The bottom has the SIM tray that can take 2 nano SIM cards on both sides, a microphone, a USB-C port and a loudspeaker. And by the way, there is a stereo audio setup on the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. The top has an audio jack, another loudspeaker, another microphone, and an IR blaster for remotely controlling your TV and other electronics. I have missed seeing an IR blaster on phones. The phone is also IP53 dust and splash resistant, but that doesn't mean you should take this for a swim to avoid story that touches the kidney. As mentioned earlier, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G has a display refreshing at 120Hz. By default, the refresh rate is set to be dynamic, which means it's refreshing at 120Hz only when you need it or when you are scrolling, and it reverts back to 60Hz to conserve battery life. However, you can override this setting in the phone and have it manually at 120Hz or 60Hz. The display performs very well in terms of color accuracy when the phone is set to the standard color scheme within display settings. The display also gets bright enough for outdoor usage. The side-mounted fingerprint sensor on the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G works well and is also accurate most of the time. Given the price of this phone and the fact that many people prefer the in-display fingerprint style, we expected that it would have such a sensor, but nonetheless, it's not a deal breaker and I even prefer the side-mounted style. The Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 1080, which is a 6nm processor. It comes with a standard storage of 256GB with 8 gigs of RAM. Opening and closing apps, multitasking, and overall system navigation were smooth. The battery here is a 4980 mAh battery, and I wonder why they didn't just complete it 5000. It comes with a 120 watts charger brick. Filling this phone up is a walk in the park. If you leave the refresh rate set at dynamic, you get better battery performance. The Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G comes with MIUI 14 on Android 12. That is quite a pity. At the time when Android 14 is almost ready, Redmi is shipping their most wanted device with Android 12. The Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G has a tri-camera setup at the back, consisting of a 200 megapixel wide camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. The rear camera can shoot videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second, while the front-facing 16 megapixel camera can only get to 1080p at 30 frames per second. You also have a pro mode for pictures and videos here, and these are samples from the back and front cameras. I think it handles dynamic range quite poorly, and in some pictures I took, my skin tone was bluish. Hi guys, the selfie camera of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G, my quality of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. That's a mouthful. Redmi Note 12 Pro was launched in Nigeria today, 28 March 2023, and it is available for 270,000 naira. There's only one variant, that's the 8 gigs and 256 variant. That's a standard. There are other models in this 12 series, which are the Vanilla Note 12 and the Note 12 Pro. The Note 12 is available at 117,000 naira for the 4 gigs 128 gigs variant, and 127,000 for the 6 gigs and 128 gigs variant, and 137,000 for the 8 gigs and 128 gigs variant. Considering the price tag of this device, it is hard to recommend the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G over the Tecno Spark 10 Pro, which costs only 120,000 naira for the 8 gigs 256 gig version. And that phone boasts of every other thing that the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G boasts. And it even came with a complete 5000 mAh battery. The Tecno Spark 10 Pro also has a 5G version if 5G is a prerequisite. So you see why it is very hard to recommend this phone over the competition. In that respect, while there's a lot to like in the hardware side of things, the software is a big letdown. The phone runs Android 12 out of the box and will only get 2 version updates. Also, I feel like this phone isn't well priced. For 270,000 naira, you are getting specs you can easily get on a phone like the Spark 10 Pro for just 120,000 naira. Not to say that there are no impressive things about the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. As a matter of fact, it has a very gorgeous design, vibrant 120Hz AMOLED screen, good battery life with 120 watts charging, 200 megapixel camera, 256GB of storage as a standard. But they need to fix the software. It shouldn't come with Android 12. It should have come with an in-screen fingerprint reader. They shouldn't have bothered about that useless 2 megapixel macro camera, and the price could have been more competitive. Please subscribe if you're not, like this video if it was helpful. Don't forget to check out any of the other videos on your screen right now. Thank you guys for watching this one. I'll see you when I see you in the next one. Bye.